Have you heard of Putrakameshti Yajna and Ashwamedha Yajna? There is one ancient king who has performed both. It is mentioned in detail in Srimad Valmiki Ramayana. Ashwamedha Yajna is a Vedic ritual in ancient India primarily used by kings to establish their sovereignty. Putrakameshti Yajna is a specific Vedic ritual performed by those who wish to have a son. Sage Valmiki beautifully narrates this story. King Dasharatha ruled the city of Ayodhya. He had 3 wives, Kausalya, Sumitra and Kaikeyi, but had no children. Desiring his son to inherit his kingdom and continue his lineage, King Dasharatha decided to perform the Ashwamedha Yajna to attain progeny and establish his supremacy as a powerful king. He discussed the idea with his royal priests and ministers, including Suyagnya, Vamadeva, Jabali, Kashyapa, and the chief priest Sage Vasishta. Sage Vasishta, the spiritual advisor of the Ikshvaku dynasty, advised Dasharatha to perform the yajna on the northern bank of the river Sarayu. In private, Minister and charioteer Sumitra told Dasharatha about a prophecy he had heard, that sage Sanat Kumara in the Satya Yuga had foretold that Dasharatha would perform the Putrakameshti Yajna under the guidance of Sage Rishyasringa and beget 4 sons. Overjoyed, Dasharatha sought the consent of Sage Vasishta and then proceeded with his queens to the kingdom of Anga, where Sage Rishyasringa lived. Rishyasringa was the son-in-law of King Romapada of Anga kingdom and the husband of Shanta. King Romapada was a very good friend of Dasharatha. Shanta was Dasharatha's daughter who had been adopted by King Romapada. Dasharatha stayed there for a week and then requested King Romapada to send Rishyasringa and Shanta with him to Ayodhya. The sage agreed and the royal group returned to Ayodhya together. Preparations began for the Ashwamedha Yajna. As time passed, Dasharatha once again approached Rishyasringa and requested him to assist in the Yajna. The sage agreed and asked Dasharatha to release the sacrificial horse. Dasharatha instructed Sumitra to summon all the royal priests and inform them of the planned sacrifice. Under the leadership of Sage Vasishta, the priests began preparations on the northern bank of the Sarayu. Kings from neighboring regions arrived with valuable gifts to witness the grand Vedic ritual. On the recommendation of both the sages, Vasishta and Rishyasringa, Dasharatha conducted the Ashwamedha Yajna. After its successful completion, Dasharatha requested Rishyasringa to now perform the Putrakameshti Yajna. At that moment, many celestial beings, gods, Gandharvas, Siddhas, and great sages gathered to receive their share of offerings as per Vedic tradition. Approaching Lord Brahma, the devas complained about the atrocities of Ravana. With a boon from Brahma, Ravana could not be killed by gods, demons, yakshas, or Gandharvas. However, he had no protection against humans. Arrogant with power, he harassed sages, brahmanas, rakshasas, and even the elements. Neither the sun scorched him, nor did the wind blow near him. Even the ocean remained calm in his presence. The devas pleaded with Brahma to intervene. Brahma assured them that an idea had occurred to him. Since Ravana's boon did not protect him from humans, he could be defeated by one. At that moment, Lord Vishnu appeared riding Garuda. He assured the gods that he would incarnate as a human, dividing himself into 4 parts, and be born as the sons of Dasharatha through his 3 queens. He promised to destroy Ravana and bring peace to the world. Meanwhile, at the end of the Putrakameshti Yajna in Ayodhya, a divine being emerged from the sacrificial fire, radiant like the sun. He held in his arms a golden vessel filled with celestial payasam, covered with a silver lid. He handed it to King Dasharatha and instructed him to distribute it to his queens so he could be blessed with sons. Delighted, Dasharatha gave half of the payasam to Kausalya. He then gave half of the remaining to Sumitra, followed by half of what was left to Kaikeyi, and the final portion again to Sumitra. Thus the payasam was divided among the three queens. In due course, all his three wives conceived. Kausalya gave birth to Lord Rama, Kaikeyi to Bharata, and Sumitra, who received the payasam twice, gave birth to Lakshmana and Shatrughna. And thus, the divine Putrakameshti Yajna was fulfilled. Through the blessings of the Putrakameshti Yajna and Sage Rishyasringa's guidance, King Dasharatha was blessed with 4 divine sons. If you like this story from Valmiki Ramayana, kindly like, share and subscribe to the channel. Jai Shri Ram.